What's up, everybody? So, hey, up here at Mount Hood, eating some sausages. It's the middle of July. There's still snow. That thing will be covered in snow again. I think it's Mount Jefferson just south of here. In fact, let me grab it so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm not going to put my wife in the shot, but say hello, Chula.
Hey.
Right there. As you can see, up here with all of God's goodness. So let me situate my camera again. So you guys, yeah, there, you more or less got it. Let me know if I'm in shot. Am I in shot? So hey, I wanted to talk to all my fellow Republicans, man. You know, the conservatives that are out there.
Estamos para atrás, no te ves. Así ya, ahí quédate.
The conservatives that are out there, you know, and I'm basically a libertarian. Got company driving up. I don't blame them. It's beautiful. This is God's earth, man. I'm supposed to be doing a video talking about the 10 people that were just hanged in Zacatecas, and I will. I'll start the video off with that. Because a lot of people follow my channel for cartel stuff. A lot of my own brothers from my own platoon apparently wrapped up with the Maya Zambada cartel, Friz Fuerza de Reacción Inmediata Zacatecana, which is the extension of GOTP, which is what I was in. And apparently, Maya Zambada is helping out a lot of people, and they had no idea that the Cartel de Jalisco de Nueva Generación was going to link up with the Chapitos. And so they just got done killing 10 people, kidnapping them, not asking for ransom, and then torturing them and then hanging them. It's concerning to me too, because I probably know some of the people involved. I don't know. I've been out of that for a little bit. But I'm in the know enough to have a working relationship with a lot of the people that are apparently involved, which I don't publicize because of legal issues. You know, first of all, they have to have their day in court. But apparently, they're upset with the government in Zacatecas right now for not having forked over total control of the entire state to them in exchange for helping their political careers. And even though the people that were kidnapped and murdered didn't have anything to do with the cartel in general, there was a couple of politicians, some empresarios or businessmen, farmers, but each one of these people that they did kidnap were well known in their communities. And so they did that to send a message to everybody. I'm up here and I'm doing this video because whether you guys know it or not, my wife is like a professional national level reporter back home in Mexico. And when I say back home in Mexico, I want people to know that I say that completely knowing that I have every right to where I was born, as my wife has a right to where she was born, and us being together in holy matrimony under God. That's it. And so I'm home here, and I'm home in Mexico too, just in case anyone out there in YouTube land gets confused. I've never monetized my channel because I try to do the right thing by bringing you guys the facts through my lens, my understanding as I know them. And there are a lot of things that go on in Mexico, but you got to adjust the camera. Is it good?
Yeah. Está muy pegado. Hazte un poquito más
Oh,
para allá.
okay.
Yeah.
She's telling
Así.
me that there's not
Ahí.
enough of my that you're getting too much of my beauty. I'm too close.
Yeah, you're too close.
They can't handle it. You know why I shave? I shave because if I don't, when I step out of the house in the morning, a mad rush of women might try to kill me getting at all this. So that's why I shave, because if I'm too ruggedly handsome.
You are.
We don't monetize this channel, man. We go to school. We're writing books. We're doing other things. We work every single day. Normal job. Bank account not overflowing with zeros. Or if it is overflowing with zeros, it's in the wrong direction. But anyways, that's what's going on in Mexico and Zacatecas, Jalisco. And, you know, starting this channel out with the YouTube stuff, I did find out a lot of the cartel stuff is sensationalism. Flat out, which is really really disrespectful to the people that have to live it and suffer it every day. military intervention is never going to get rid of this, because there have been governments around as long as wine is being turned into wine from water. Prostitution, been around forever, been illegal, governments everywhere saying no, and it's still here because people have vices and they want these demands met. And so no matter what you do, if you bring in the most restrictive, tyrannical government, you're still going to have cartels that are still just managed by the governments, period. And by governments, I mean CIA agents and DEA agents letting cocaine flow into California, which is what happened during my heyday, growing up in my teen years. And then you got years later people saying that, yeah, we were arresting these guys, but we were told to let them go by the same government because they want to generate money to give to Contras in Nicaragua and other places, which completely sells out the futures of all the children those same people were sworn to protect, and not just the agents, but the government itself. So that's what's going on in Zacatecas with these people that were just hanged. There were people that didn't have anything to do with anything. It was one cartel sending a message to another cartel. And when you think about what a government is a group of armed people that have the ability to wage sustained violence against all others in a geographic territory, whether it's a state, nation, county, world, whatever it is. And that's what a government is. And everything that's going on has got to do with that. They allow it because they want it to happen. Which brings me to my next point. I've been watching a lot of inhumanity, which is fucking ironic too. Excuse the cuss word, but it's really ironic that where I learned the most humanity was around a bunch of cartel level violence. And I learned that people are human beings. And I watched the case of the Colombian gentleman that was here in his natural habitat in Maine, that was killed by somebody that had been accused of violence against his ex-wife, didn't have the nerve to stand up and go deploy in an actual war zone with an armed, trained, willing enemy that had the opportunity to unalive him. And this is what passes as a warrior, someone shooting unarmed people in the street. I'm going to tell you what, and I'm going to tell you just as my wife is telling me to calm down, but it irritates me. It irritates me because I want to grab you by your fucking face. Hey, it is what it is. I'm just going to say how it is because it's a human being. And heaven forbid any one of us were all ever in that situation where we had to feed our family. A lot of you guys are getting on DJ Shipley's son for not taking care of his son. DJ Shipley's grandson. You're getting all over him, but you're applauding this guy being unalived, and you're going on Facebook laughing. A bunch of people that look just like me. It's disgusting. Laughing at the widow who just had her entire world removed from her. And a lot of times, culture gets conflated with race, and it shouldn't be, because what culture is a shared set of values. And when you're talking about the African Baptist Church, AME I think it is, you have a whole bunch of African Americans that go to their churches. They believe in Jesus. You have a whole bunch of Latinos that go to their churches. All Catholics. They believe in Jesus. You have a whole bunch of us white people that are Christians or whatever, Methodist, Lutheran, Baptist. We go to our churches. All believe in Jesus. That's a shared culture. None of us have the same race. Arabs, well, Palestinians and Jews. Shared people, shared race, different cultures. And so I watch all this stuff go on, and you know what? I know that my opinion is no more important than anybody else, but I do have a following of like 1,400 people now, and I don't like telling people what to do or what to believe, even though Jesus tells me I should minister to you. I believe that Jesus gave us free agency, so we should let other people come to the conclusions that they're going to come to and learn the lessons that they need to learn in order to find the answer for themselves. I'm going to tell you I found mine in the Ten Commandments in the Bible. Inasmuch as the Bible is correct and has been translated correctly and is the Word of God. And there's some contradictions there, but mostly the direction therein is good. Being faithful to your wife. And I'm not saying I've lived those perfectly. but I am saying that I strive to maintain that in my life. I'm not finding anywhere depriving of someone that's willing to work for a living the ability to feed himself or his family in his natural habitat, mind you. And let's just bear in mind, freedom wasn't given to you by any soldier. Freedom existed before governments existed. Freedom is your natural state. Freedom and safety. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on right now with flock cameras, which I applaud. I hate flock cameras. In fact, you hear me get on Tommy G all the time, and I do, and with good reason when it comes to cartel stuff. I have to say, though, his work with data centers, Israel, and with APAC, and with flock cameras is stellar, and I applaud it. Tommy G, good job. This idea that we need to, and this is all brought to you by the experts, by the way. If there are people taking advantage of a welfare system that you don't like, and I don't like it either, I don't like spending billions of dollars sending it to Israel to go blow up Gazan babies and go blow up little schoolgirls in Menab. And there's a whole bunch of cars parked here behind me. I don't give a damn, because I'll say this in front of fucking anyone. You lost me at killing little fucking girls. And you know what? I have personally waged war against cartels in Mexico. Myself, my brothers. And in the future, potentially, that could happen again. Because I'm not a Marica. I'm not going to shirk my responsibilities. That being said, there's nothing warrior-like, there's nothing Christ-like about killing little girls in a fucking school, and there's nothing Christ-like about killing Gazan babies and their families while they sleep in their fucking cribs at night. And I'm going to say right now, every Jew has the right to listen to their religion the way that they want to. But when it comes down to conflating Judaism with the ethnicity, the religion, because there's problems with the Talmud too, or the nation state of Israel, this anti-Semitic bullshit's gonna stop. Semitic regards the languages in Ethiopia, Sumeria, I think it's Sumeria, actually it is, and Arabic, or not Arabic, excuse me, Hebrew. Those are Semitic languages, okay? So when they're saying anti-Semitic, just because some guy misused it about half a century ago or a century ago, doesn't mean that we have to continue to misuse it today, which gives the Jews, ethnic, religious, and the nation state a pass on being able to criticize any one of those things because they hide behind that. I'm full on criticizing the nation state of Israel in as much as killing innocent people, killing Iranians that hadn't attacked us, and I wholly support. As a country, I would enlist today if we were going to go over and wage war against Israel because of what they've done to fucking children, women, and people, including men, living in their houses. I am in no way, shape, or form on board with that. I am in no way, shape, or form, and bear in mind, we started this with welfare dollars. Israel is our biggest welfare case, okay? And it's used for something that's abhorrent. I have no problem with someone making peace with the universe, and theirs is the way they see fit. I don't agree with the Talmud because there's a lot of stuff in there that's unholy. I'm not going to criticize it right now because this video isn't about that. This video is about asking you other Christians. I voted for Trump on one occasion and Jorgensen on the other. It's about asking you Trump voters and the people that laugh at the widow of this person that was just killed and the people that think ICE are warriors and that that's manly. I'm telling you it's not. I'm telling you there's nothing manly about depriving someone the ability to feed himself and his family. There's nothing manly about getting on YouTube or on Facebook and laughing at the widow that had her entire world crushed when people are sitting there bemoaning people that have been victims of floods in Houston, Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Katrina, the other disaster that was just in North Carolina. And these people are suffering, and everyone comes. They'll drive half a country to bring them a case of water. But this lady, because she's Latina in nature, came from the country looking for something to eat, looking for a future, the same that you want for yourself. You know, I wish Joey Swole was here doing this video because it really deserves his attention. He's so much better at this than I am. Unfortunately, you're stuck with me today. But at least you got Mountain Hood to look at. Beautiful, right? God made it. God made that lady and that guy too. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it's pretty far from holy calling up your ex-wife trying to have her lie for you because you're just a violent piece of shit. You know, and if you guys want to wage war and shit like that, why don't you go deploy to where someone will give you the fight that you think you're about? I don't want to get too unholy because, you know, I go there when I'm thinking about this shit, man. And this is our country, and you know, I'm just going to put it like this for all you fucking people out there that don't got it clear. This fight's not about fucking black people. It's not about some fucking Mexican with the fucking tan picking tomatoes in some fucking field in California. This fight is about most of us white people here. And I'm not talking about woke liberals, and I'm not talking about woke radical people on the right. I'm talking about the bulk, the center bulk, the core of this country, and the people that founded it, which is our ancestors, having a complete divide, a complete fracture of cultural values to where we all say we're Christians, we all say we love freedom, but you want flock cameras everywhere, which gets rid of privacy, which removes freedom. You say to obey the law, but you break the Constitution constantly whenever it's convenient for you. And we say we're Christian, but you do not demonstrate Christian values. I'm not endorsing violence. I'm not endorsing anything. I'm asking you to check your values. Every time on this channel, I always make sure, and maybe it's the salesperson in me, you know, the silent close. I know that the cartridges go to your attention. Does the invoice go to you or accounts payable, Bob? Then you just be quiet. First person to talk loses. That's a silent close. I do that asking a question I already know the answer to, but I'm not going to tell you the answer. When I ask you what your Christian values are, it's written right there on 2 stones, the 10 Commandments, what the fuck we're supposed to be about. And when you're fucking laughing, and it was some Latino dude, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't like it, because it was some Latino guy that said, go look at all the laugh emojis on this post on Facebook and see what they have in common. And so I did. You know what I saw? I saw a whole bunch of people that look like me that got facial hair and shit like that, are driving a truck just like I am. Fucking tattooed, a little bit of muscles and shit like that, thinking that they're the shit with a lack of humanity, which is disgusting. That poor lady, it breaks my heart. In fact, you know what? I hope there's a fucking GoFundMe. I'm going to go donate some money. Not a lot, but at least 100. Because it's ridiculous that someone should have their life shattered like that. Just as ridiculous as it would be if it happened to you, whoever's seeing this. Or your wife, or your child. And people get online, and I don't know if it's just the ability to go online and be as ugly as humanly possible without having to answer for your words, but I'm not about that. Maybe you're not either. You know what? Even though my opinion might not mean jack shit to anybody else, I'm going to use the little bit of a voice that I've been afforded by my God to put that message out there because it's what's on my heart to say. I've got lots of problems, lots of issues with me, but there's no problem with that because being humane to other people and treating them with dignity and respecting, allowing them the opportunity that you have. You're sitting there talking shit too, I might add, about taxpayer dollars that are given to Saudi Arabia, that are given to other countries and shit like that, but you're talking shit about someone that came here to go sell oranges on the side of the fucking freeway, which isn't something you're going to do anyways. The fuck is that? And then you're pissed off that they're taking advantage that was put in place by the politicians you voted into place. You're mad at them for taking $5, but you're not mad at Israel for killing fucking kids and babies, taking billions. My wife is telling me to chill out. You know, she's right. My wife is usually right. I like to listen to her. I'm going to get off, but you know, I'm just going to leave that with you, and then you be the judge. And I don't care if 2 people see this video or 200. It doesn't matter. I'm not here for that. You know, I'm going to give you a little look so you can see some of God's world and see what's up. Yeah, look at that. Mount Hood. This world is our world, man. This world doesn't belong to some politician. Here's a whole bunch of vehicles. This is our world. It's not some politician, not some tyrannical government, and you were born free. There's a creator out there, something bigger than us. And that's it. Just beautiful. Cheers, guys. Have a great day. Bye.